The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a lyrical MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars. He'll trust you.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Man, do we have a great show for you guys today. I'm super excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get going, let's say hi to our chat room really quick. We've got Lady Lake Music in there, Backpack John. Teresa Sabin is in Florida. Lady Lake's in Florida. Backpack John. JB has joined us. It's going to be a really fun show, you guys. I know more people are coming, so we'll announce them all later on. We're going to have a phenomenal like rock star Tony Moore coming on, and then we've got actor, writer, director Rob Jankowski coming on. But before we do any of those things, let's say hello to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Who has so much to say.
Should I pull that back while you're talking?
Are we too tight?
Yeah, so you can see more back behind us.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. You talk.
Hang on, the camera adjustment. We're too tight. We're going to open up a little bit. I'm talking about what's going on today in the world of shopping. I'm going to do Home Depot versus Lowe's. I like Lowe's because Lowe's has an incredible flower department. Their garden world is really good. There we go. Now we're really big. Now just bring it up a little bit so you get more of the up above my head's too. This is what you do when we shoot at home. There you a little more. There you go. In the studio they do it for you, but here we do it. Anyway, back to Home Depot versus Lowe's. Lowe's, I love their garden world. They have a spectacular garden world, but their prices have gone up to ridiculous. I pay $30 now for a little rose bush. That's not my problem. My problem is that I needed a galvanized pipe cut for something I was doing in the garden. And I went over to one of the representatives there, the salespeople, and I said, could you cut my galvanized pipe? And he said, oh, no, we don't do that here. Now, I know for a fact they do. So I went to somebody else and I said to the other fella, could you cut my galvanized pipe? He said, I would love to, but our machine is broken. Now I know they're full of baloney because I'm not stupid. So I went to the manager's office and I spoke with the manager. And she said, well, I don't know what to do. I said, well, you better do something because I'm going to tell you who I am and what I'm going to talk about on my show next week. And Lowe's CEOs are going to get it. They're not going to like it. You got to do something with your workers. You have to tell them that they can't blow us off. Well, the two that are in there talk and don't do anything for you. They don't know anything. Her response to me was, well, you know, nobody wants to work anymore, and it's very hard to find workers, so we really are taking on just anybody. I said, just anybody? What's that all about? You know, you're paying them a salary, and they're not doing their job. Nobody knows anything in Lowe's. They're all confused. There's 3 people in the whole store. So I left, and I went to Home Depot where there was thousands of workers, and they were all giving me wonderful advice and blah, 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 blah. Now, a week later, I go back with Jimmy. And what did I want? Did I yell at her?
We were looking for concrete paint.
Oh, yeah. I needed concrete paint to paint my patio floor. Now, anybody in their right mind with a half a brain and a little bit of intelligence can figure this one out. I said to the sales representative, I said, excuse me, I need paint. Flat colored beige paint for cement. It's a special cement paint. You have a chart. Here is the chart. Here is the color. He said, what cement paint? Jimmy looked at me. I looked at him. I said, here we go. Now I'm going to lose my temper. I said, you don't know what cement paint is and you're in the paint department? He said, well, what is it? I said, is it cement? I said, no, it's not cement. It's paint that you put on the fucking cement. Now I'm losing my temper. Who should walk by but that same manager, the woman I spoke to? And I looked at her. I said, this is totally impossible and unacceptable. I am so sick and tired of coming to Lowe's and running around like an idiot, going from pillar to post to try to get something. I'm never coming back to Lowe's. I'm going to Home Depot from now on. I went to Home Depot.
You missed something.
What?
What did that guy from Lowe's say?
Oh, yeah. He said to me, he said, oh, yeah, good. Go to Home Depot. Get lost. So I thought, that's wonderful. That's like the customer's always right. You know, go to Home Depot, get lost. He's throwing me out of Lowe's. He, the worker. And the manager's standing there with her thumb up her ass. You know, I mean, it's really ridiculous what's going on today. But I find that Lowe's is really inferior to Home Depot. Home Depot has far better service, far better products. I go to the paint department in Home Depot, and the guy was so sweet. And I said to him, I need this. He said, just a minute. Here's the chart. Here's the color. It'll be ready in 20 minutes. And it was. And it was a delight.
And they went and got the paint for you and did everything.
Right. They got the paint for me. They even put it in my wig. And of course, they saw I was an old bag. They didn't want the old bag to lift the gallon of paint because I might drop that on them. Anyway, the service was wonderful. Now I'm finding that so many people that manage stores are saying it's difficult to get decent workers.
Yep.
Nobody wants to work anymore at that level. They consider being a salesman like underneath everybody or low class or low esteem, some bullshit they're pulling now. You know, when you make an honest dollar, if you got to shovel shit, it's okay because you're making an honest dollar. Work, there's no such thing as levels. Everybody does their job to make it great. Little levels, middle levels, high levels, everybody's working as a team. So if you people out there think it's demeaning to be a salesperson at Lowe's or Home Depot, then you know what? What can I tell you? Go on home relief, go on welfare. Then you don't have to work at all, and the government gives you beautiful checks. Keep having kids, because every time you have a kid, you get additional money for that child. And if you have 5 or 6 children, at the end of the month, you can make $2,000-$3,000, and you don't have to go to work. Ever. You could just live off the fat of the land. Anyway, this is what we're all up against. I mean, I've had it with people at Starbucks who were rude. I've had it in many places I go to. I'm old.
But he hates it in Lowe's. He really hates it because he loves the flower department there.
I'm 81 years old, and I came from the 1950s where everybody was lovely, polite. Thank you, sir. Come again. Did you find everything okay? Can I help you? What can I do for you today? That sort of social grace. And people worked hard. And my mother worked in a laundromat because she was bored. My father went to Italy for 3 months to visit his family. My mother got a job in a laundromat. My mother, of all people, working in a laundromat. Today, they would kill themselves first. My mother didn't think anything of it. She had nothing to do at night. She was bored. She went and sat in the laundromat, did crossword puzzles, and made friends with the people who were doing their laundry. So there's no such thing as, oh my God, I can't do that because it's beneath me. You need $1? You work. I worked. I worked in a supermarket once. I got fired. Well, I did because I didn't know how to give change. Those days, the cash registers, you had to count out change. And I think I gave out more than the store made. Anyway, they fired me from the supermarket. Then I went to work because I was going to Europe, so I wanted to make some money. And I went to work at Bloomingdale's, and then I got fired from Bloomingdale's because a lady kept saying that shirt, this shirt. She was driving me crazy. Then she made me go all the way down on my knees to the bottom of the glass showcase to show her shirt. And I said to myself, or a little bit, I whispered, lady, come on, make up your fucking mind. And guess what? She was a shopper. She was a shopper. And she went and she told them, and they fired me. So, I've had jobs that were not, president of the country, but I worked and I tried. I got fired. Of course, when I became a hair colorist and hairstylist, hair designer, I got fired from a few shops too because I mouthed it off to my boss when I didn't like some of the crap that they were pulling. Well, I had, one was John Bennett, Tony Bennett's brother. I worked for him in Astoria, Queens, and he never took he took our money for taxes, but he never claimed them. And my friend and I who worked there, Arlene, we reported him, and he had to give us that money back because he illegally took our tax money and never claimed it. So I got fired. But I mean, I got fired plenty in my life. Plenty. I got fired tons of times. Well, I was an actor working as a hairstylist to make a living, but I made a damn good living in the beauty business, and I was able to support myself. When I was 20 years old, I lived in an apartment building with a swimming pool and a doorman. So that was pretty good for a 20-year-old kid. I worked hard. Everybody should work hard for their dollar.
Absolutely.
Don't think you get it for free, because nothing comes free, Buster. Everything that comes free has a price tag. You just don't see it until one day it happens. So that's
Anyway.
it, folks. Lowe's blows. Home Depot is good.
So let's give a shout out to some people in the chat room, you guys. Dave Hughes joined us. Dave, sorry we don't have any naked women for you today, but we do have some awesome guests, so I think you're gonna have a good time. JB, I'm not sure who JB is exactly, unless that's B Claudia, but JB is here. Cindy Lady Lake is here. Jason Taylor is here. I want to give a shout out, you guys. Oh, there's B. Hey, B. All right. And JB is Julia. Okay. Hey, Julia. I'm sorry. You should have just wrote Julia. That would make it easier for me. Woohoo. Julia's from Russia. I want to give a shout out, Jason Taylor, you guys. Jason Taylor hosts the Three Geeks podcast. Ron was on it 2 weeks ago. I was on it last night.
I have such fun.
It'll come out next week. It's a really great show, and we appreciate so much support that they give our show.
And I had such fun with those guys. I love, as I said, there's only two shows. So three.
There's like three you like.
Three talk shows. I've been on a couple of million, it feels like. Three of the best. One show is with Tim and Wendy.
Yes, If These Walls Could
If
Talk.
These Walls Could Talk.
And the Scene Snobs. You love the Scene
I love
Snobs.
the Scene Snobs.
And the Three Geeks podcast. And there's one other one. Now I forgot.
Well, Brian. I love Brian.
Oh, yeah. Movie reviews and more.
So there are some good interviewers out there, but the majority stink. They're all just a bunch of people who said, oh, look what Ronnie and Jimmy do. I can do that. And they come on their computers and they sit there like morons looking like they just dug the garden up. And when the guest comes on, they sit there and they don't even know what to do or how to ask or to get a fun show. Why am I bitchy today? I'm just, you know what happened? We have in our garden, we have huge, gigantic clay flower pots filled with dirt and white roses. Well, I thought I'd rearrange them. So I lifted them off the short 2-foot wall that they sit on and started bringing them all around the garden.
And fucked up his shoulder.
Well, I pulled my rotor cuff and I've sprained my wrist and my arm. That's why I'm sitting here with my arm stuck between the chair and my body. And I'm in extreme pain right now. I'm, as we say in the business, you go on no matter what. But if you had the pain I'm in right now, I don't think most people would do this show, but I do.
So let's say hi real quick because we got to bring in our guest. Say hi to Don Hinton and show her your watch because you got a different one on today.
Okay, this is
and Don just joined us. Hey, Don.
This is a Michael Kors wristwatch that 38.
You can't see it. There you go.
Yeah, that 38 Double D gave us.
Yes, Eileen gave him this one.
What's 38 Double D?
She gave us each a Michael Kors watch a couple years ago.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's
it
beautiful.
matches my shirt. My shirt is white and brown stripe, and my beige beautiful watch, and it's a Michael Kors, and it's from 38 Triple D, not Double D.
Which Eileen's not with us. She's actually doing a red carpet with everybody. Wendy and everybody, they're all going to a red carpet for The Elevator, Eric Roberts and Eugenia Kuzmina's movie in New York City. So they're all gone. That's why they're not here today. So anyway, we're going to bring on our first guest. Let's make sure we can hear and see him, and then we'll make an announcement and announce who he is.
Did we go to the red carpet here for Elevator?
Yes.
Do you want a little bit of sound from me to make sure you're getting it?
There we go. We got it. Hey.
Okay.
Oh, you're
good
very
stuff.
loud.
He's not loud. Oh, then it's your earphones. We have to turn you down.
You got to turn me down. I really wish we could go back to studios. This COVID crap.
Tony, talk. Let's make sure we can.
And this shooting of a
I'm
show from
testing
you.
my talking and making sure that you can hear me clearly.
No, but
Not too loudly.
you like working from the house. Wouldn't you prefer to go to a studio where it's professional and everything is
His
nice?
studio is professional.
Well, I've never been. Well, I wouldn't know, Jimmy. I've never been in his studio.
Okay, hold on. Say, hey, Tony, say something.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
That better?
London
Well,
is tuned in.
He's louder. You made him louder. Oh,
I
this
made
one.
him less.
You'll never be.
I can turn me down.
No, let the engineer hear. Jimmy.
Go ahead. Can you hear Ron?
Okay, Jimmy.
Oh, that's mine. I'm
Ron,
turning down.
Are
Hold
you,
on.
Jimmy, you know what? You're going to make this room go to the moon.
Hang on. Try this now, Ron.
okay. Ron,
Hello,
I'm
now,
enjoying you.
I'm low. Now I have no voice. Up me. I'm going to
Okay.
stick this mic up your ass, Jimmy. Up me.
No, you need to hear Tony.
Okay.
No, but you can't
Okay.
hear me now.
I can hear you. Like you're fucking screaming. I can hear it. It's super
I'm
loud.
great. I'm going to
All the levels
scream.
are
Wait.
good on my
wait.
end. It's got to be Ron's
So-
earbuds because all my levels are good and recording properly.
Yeah, he's got my earplugs so loud.
Can you hear? Is it too loud still?
Testing
me-
1, 2, 3,
No,
4.
now you're not. Now you sound
Okay,
good.
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 Otherwise,
Good.
it gives me. I don't want to damage my deaf ears as it is.
Okay. Hi, Tony. Now we're gonna do a formal introduction
Hey.
for you.
Okie dokie. I'm ready when you are.
So I'm ready. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell,
Yay!
the rock star and the godfather of live music in London, Mr.
Ooh.
Tony Moore. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here with you guys.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have let me introduce. First of all, this is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell.
Now he's nice
Hello,
to
Ron.
me.
Ron,
Hi,
I was
how are you?
enjoying your ranting. I get it. It's universal. Service can be atrocious.
Is it also in England the same thing? They're
Of course.
rude and stupid.
Not all of them, but there are ones that just don't care.
It used to be wonderful here years ago. The American people in the 1950s and 60s were probably some of the most well-mannered people. And then suddenly a new class of person appeared and started going to Europe. And I know because I'm Italian, the Italians said, my God, where did those people from America come from? They're rude. They throw rappers in the Venice Canal. They're crappy. They're mean. They're nasty. And from then on, it's just been that way. Why did Americans get nasty and jerky and stupid? What is it in the water?
I don't know, but,
Yeah.
but maybe it is. You might not be too off the mark there. But when I was growing up, when I was a young teenager, and we would hear obviously through the American movies the kind of service ideal of "Have a nice day, sir." To the Brits, that felt almost a bit too nice, right? We thought that sounds a bit disingenuous. But you would much rather have that than I have no idea what you're talking about, sir, and I don't really care.
Yeah, I know.
No, listen, I have a very dear friend who lives in Lancashire, England, and we go into London, which I love the idea that we had to pay $7 to drive into London. I couldn't believe that one. I thought, what the hell is this all about? But anyway, I go to London quite a lot. All right, we do go to the better parts of London, truthfully. We go to the fine restaurants and we shop at the best department stores. So the service is very good. English people still are reserved and they still have style and class. I have not been to the Cockney sections where the tough guys are. I'm sure there it's a little different. I mean,
Well,
I know
you know,
if I go to Bergdorf's in New York or Henry Vendel's, which used to be, they kissed your ass right and left because a necktie was $100.
I wonder if they'll still do that though. You
Oh,
never
for a
know.
$100 necktie, they'll still do. Believe me.
So first of all, Tony, I need you to say hi to everybody in the chat room. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody in the chat room. I see little Lady Lake going on in there, and hi
Yes,
to JB.
Cindy.
Julian.
Which
Yes,
is so funny because I know you from John Valesco, but before that, I actually was introduced to you by Cindy Lady Lake. So Cindy's in the chat room. So yeah, we love Cindy, and also Dave from Stars Now UK. Dave is like a DJ or something in the UK. He's a perv, and he's in the chat room too. So say hi to Dave.
Oh, wait a second. Let's
Hi,
clean
Dave.
that up. Dave is a wonderful fan of ours and became a good friend. So we could have fun with Dave that way, calling
Right.
him a perv. He's really not a perv. He's just a degenerate old man who likes women that are half naked.
He says laugh out loud. Dave's like laughing.
I know. I love Dave.
So
But anyway, Dave, I want to say something. I'm in a movie with Sadie Katz, and I play a doctor. Now, wouldn't you like to play doctor with Sadie?
So we have wonderful people. Also,
He loves Sadie
B.
Katz.
Claude, say hi to B. Claudia and say hi to Teresa because they're like our diehard friends and fans that are always supporting everything we do. So say hi to both of them because B's a big
Teresa-
music buff.
Teresa, B. Claudie. It's a great pleasure to be on the show with these two fantastic presenters.
Oh, well,
And,
bullshit makes the flowers grow. Yes, it does. Get my boots out. I got to shovel it. I'm knee deep in it.
It's so much
Pass
funny.
the bread.
That's nice. Though. Go ahead, Tony.
Wait.
You're doing good.
Pass the bread. Here comes the bologna.
Yeah. You gotta love it. So you guys, this is Tony Moore. He is
Hey, Tony Moore, I like you.
super talented,
Ron.
No, you seem
amazingly
to be
talented.
a nice fella. I think I get along with you. You seem to have a good sense of humor.
So hang on. So you
Shut
can
up! I'm
follow,
talking. You rude son of
you
a
guys,
bitch.
you can
See
follow.
what I mean?
You can follow Tony on Twitter. He's at Tony Moore with a number 1 after it. His Instagram is Tony Moore, and his website is TonyMooreMusic.com. After we talk for him for a little bit, we're actually gonna do a world premiere debut of his brand new music video and single that is called "Never Gonna Say Goodbye."
I
And
love that
nobody's
song.
seen it
Is
or
that
heard
the
it.
original?
No, this is his song.
Oh, it's not the never can say goodbye.
No. That's
This is
by
never
Kanye
gonna
West.
say goodbye.
This is never gonna say goodbye.
Or never gonna say goodbye. Okay.
Yeah, I
so
did a
we're gonna
twist
be-
there, Ron. Gave it a twist.
Okay.
We're going to be doing a world premiere of the video in a little bit, you guys. But first, we're going to talk to him.
You have a
some.
very sexy voice. You have a rough gravel voice, and I love that voice when it sings. Because
Thank you very much. That's
no, it really is a very. Stop it! My dog is kissing me, licking me. I'm going to smell like a dog now. When you sing with a gravel voice, the Velvet Fog, Mel Torme, they said he had a velvet voice, but he really didn't. He had a rough voice that he sang softly so that his gravel voice wouldn't be heard.
Right.
And do you know who Mel Torme was?
Of course. He
Oh,
wrote
I
the
mean-
greatest Christmas song of all time, didn't he?
I mean, what a voice did Mel Torme have? The Velvet Fog. I'm going to love your music. I think.
Tony Moore is one of like the
Does
coolest.
does he sing my stuff or
No.
that shit of today?
No, he doesn't sing the shit of the day because he's not of today. He sings his
good.
own stuff. But let me do some bragging, you guys. For anybody who doesn't know how Tony Moore, because he is, he's super like mellow and not braggadocious, even though he's like
I
one of the
love
greatest
that.
like
I
musicians
love
on the
that.
planet.
I love that.
So first of all, you guys, he was in the very first lineup of Iron Maiden. You guys, he was the keyboardist with Iron Maiden for a short time, and Iron Maiden, became one of the biggest metal bands ever. After Iron Maiden, he teamed up with Brian James with The Damned, which I have to tell you, back in the day, I was a celebrity clothing designer, and I did a fashion show as the opening act for The Damned at this like super punk like hard rock club in Florida. And so it was super cool because like I still have the poster we made for it. But he formed the group Tanster Youth. They opened up for the Stranglers and Black Sabbath.
The Stranglers?
Yes,
Yes.
and Black Sabbath. And then you guys, he's the keyboardist for Cutting Crew. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, which possibly if he's sitting at a keyboard, we're gonna have him like play like a little teeny bit of it, just because
Can't we hear his real song?
we're gonna hear. Just wait.
Well, you know, we're not allowed.
No, if
they
he
used to
plays
take-
if he plays it live, we don't get.
we
don't
can't
get in
use his
trouble.
record. In other words, I can't hear his recording.
You're gonna hear his recording of his new stuff because it's different. But I Died in Your Arms
You
Tonight.
see,
no.
we have a problem in this country. They don't allow you freedom of anything anymore. Speech is gone and thinking is gone. Now they're taking away freedom of music. So we're not allowed, even though with your permission and it's your song, and you could say right now, yes, I give you permission to play it. We cannot. They pull us right off the air.
Yeah, they take us.
they
last week
shut us down.
They shut us down last week for playing like somebody's song.
And the guy
Uh,
was right there. We were playing his song and he was so excited. He said, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear it."
It won't work.
It's-
It's only if it's Sony and if anything on
Right.
Sony gets pulled. So
Yes,
we can't
everybody,
do
don't
it.
buy anything on Sony.
So anyway, you
I have
guys,
nothing
wait,
to
wait.
do with Tony. Go on.
Yeah, you have nothing to
Good.
do with. So you guys, as Cutting Crew, they also they played with Huey Lewis and Starship and the Bangles. Then
Remember
you have
Lewis?
such a career. I didn't know all of this stuff. He created and built the Kashmir Club in the UK in 1997. They hosted earlier performances of Damien Rice, Katie Tunstall, Imogen Heap, who I actually used to know kind of well. And they had secret sets from Sheryl Crow, Mick Fleetwood, and Dave Stewart. Then he did the Bedford, which was the best pub in the country, and it was the launching pad for James Morrison, Paolo Nutini. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I love his music. Ed Sheeran and James Bay. And then in Malta, you're a big deal, I guess, because you had a TV show and you were the opening act for Duran Duran in Malta.
In Malta?
Yeah, I have.
What the hell were you
my
doing
own-
in Malta?
Well, I have my own payroll, apparently. Well, not
Malta-
apparently. I've seen it.
Malta
So, yeah,
Island
it's,
is
it's a long way away.
Malta is the size of a cupcake.
Exactly.
It's a little country.
And then
I'm part Maltese, you know. I have some
Oh.
Maltese in me. Yeah, we did our
Kifinti.
family thing. Just
and then
very
you guys
little.
recently, Tony did a cover of Route 66 to celebrate the fact that he has his own Italian wine signature collection called the Route 66, the Tony Moore collection.
You're Italian?
No, but I've
Paisano?
collaborated with a fantastic family. I love Italy. I love everything
Oh,
Italian, food and
I'm
wine.
Italian. I'm 100% Italian. Go back as far as we go.
Yeah.
Nothing else but Italiano.
Tell everybody about your wine, and then we'll go to your
Yeah,
music.
is your wine good?
The wine's fantastic. It's
What kind
it's
of
an
grape?
amazing story.
Tell us the
So
story.
there's 3 different wines in my collection at the moment. There's a Barbera, which is a grape that you don't often see, I think, in America. It's quite
Compared to
specific to
what?
this part. It's a soft, long red.
Nice.
Then there's a Pinot Nero, which you will probably know.
That's for me.
Yeah, and then we have a
Mm.
Pinot Noir vinified
Yes.
in Bianco, which is basically a white wine but made from the red grape. But the family
wow.
managed to take the skin off whilst they're pulping it, so
Right.
that it's the skin that gives it the pigmentation, of course. So you get this really full-bodied white wine. So it's cool and crisp, but just it has.
That sounds
has a little more to it.
delicious. I drink Pinot Noir. There's nothing better than steak tartare, which we're not allowed to have anymore because of whatever. But if you can get steak tartare in the restaurant, definitely order a Pinot Noir to go with
Yeah.
it. Oh my God, is that delicious?
So now, is your wine only going to be available in the UK, or is it going to
No,
be available
it's in
all around?
America. It's in America right now. You can get it now.
What are you?
And there's
How
two-
are you priced?
We are in the UK. If you were to buy it mail order, it would be about 19 to 20 pounds a bottle. But there's 2 ways
How
you can
much
get
is
it in
that
the States.
dollars? How much is that?
I'm not sure, but what I will tell you is that there's a if I might try and secretly send a link to your backstage team so that you can see it.
You can
There's
send it in the chat room.
oh yes, I could do that.
You could
Basically,
also send me a bottle of that white wine, the Pinot Noir white.
we can organize that.
I'll
Our
drink it.
distributors in New
I'll drink it on this show and tell people how good it is. I'll even have some steak tartare. I'll make it myself.
Lady like says she's going to find it for the holidays.
Yeah, what's it called? Give me again.
Okay,
Slowly.
so it's the label is called Route 66
Route 66. We know
by
that.
Tony Moore. It's my signature label.
Okay.
And the wine company that imports it, who are in New York, are called Tricana. So
Is it in
if someone-
California?
no, it's in New York.
Only
They're
New
in-
York.
they're in New York, yeah.
Well, that's
So
just
what
where
I'm-
they are, but that doesn't mean that is the wine only available in New York, or it's available all over?
By mail order, it's available in pretty much most states, but
Okay.
it's New York is where it's imported into, and there's some distribution there as well. But we're looking for bigger distributors, obviously, around the rest of the USA, because first of all, it's a very rock and roll kind of wine, right? It's Route 66. It's
Right.
Well, yeah, that's American. I mean, that was how you
Yes.
got to California when you left New York. But we'll be in New York in December sometime, so I'll go and buy it.
No, well, let's let him send you a bottle.
No, don't be, see, he's so cheap. He's such a cheapskate. That's because he's English.
Yeah, that's there you go. I'm English. Okay, so you guys, Route
Cheap.
66. Roxy just put up the actual link, and also you can get
oh,
more
she found it. Well
information
done.
because if you guys
Wait a minute.
follow
wait a minute,
Tony
wait,
on
wait,
Twitter
wait,
and Instagram, you'll see more information.
Wait, I still, you know me, I have to sell it the right way. Anyone out there know what 1,900 pounds you
No,
said?
19 pounds.
How much is 19 pounds in dollars?
Probably like $25.
Does anybody know? Give us.
Okay, we'll
give us.
We'll figure it out. Somebody in the chat room. Dave in
I
the
used to
Stars
know.
UK.
I used to know
Well,
English
it changes
money.
all the time. It changes all the
I know
time.
it changed. I remember going to England when like a pound bought you a house. I mean, it was really valuable. Now a pound is nothing.
You gotta like
It's
love
less
it.
than $1. It's way less.
Anyway, you guys get Route
40
66.
cents.
Get Route 66, the signature Tony Moore wine collection,
Yeah.
and I think you'll love it.
I love
Uh,
the idea of the white Pinot Noir. I'm getting hard from that.
Yes, it's absolutely delicious.
Oh, I
And
can't
let,
wait.
let me
That's
tell
what
you
I
the story
drink.
because it's such a great story. I was doing a gig in London at a big hotel, and I was the special guest performing just a few songs in this massive. Well, you'd love it actually. Very colourful. It was the Miss USSR beauty pageant, which is a beauty pageant for contestants that came from previously Soviet state countries.
They have that in
um,
Russia. They allow that.
No, this was in London. So
Oh, London, sure.
So I was doing the show, and the company that was supplying the wine is the Torti family, who make this wine. And I was talking to Heath from the family during the show, and he said, anytime you're in Italy, you should come and visit the winery.
And where
So
are they in Italy? Where are they?
They're south of Milan by about.
So it's northern grapes. Those are good.
Yes, exactly. It's in an area called Oltre Papavese.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm familiar.
and
We're from
and
Genoa.
okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know the area,
I
the
was
region.
actually going to be in Italy the next month, so I arranged to go and visit the winery with my friends that were traveling with me, and we spent the morning being given the most delicious wine and a guided tour by Patrizia Torti, the daughter of the family, and showing us the incredible vines, because it's a small family, but they produce really high quality wine. The area is great, the soil is great, and their dedication to it's been in the family 110 years. So we're loving the wine. And at lunchtime, my friend gives me an acoustic guitar and says, "Go on, play a song, Tony." So I start playing a song, and then Patrizia hears me sing and goes, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know you sang. You must sing for my father later." So that night we had a party, and everyone came from the local village, and their friends came up. We had wonderful wines and cheeses and salamis. And I just started playing some songs. And then in the middle of it, they told me they have a catchphrase for the family, which is "no torti, no party." Kind of little gimmick. So I thought, I'm going to write a song called "No Torti, No Party." So without thinking about anything, just stream of consciousness, I started playing this vamp on the guitar, and I made up a 3-minute song called "No Torti, No Party," all about the things I'd seen on the winery. And I struck an inspired moment. Everyone was singing the
hang on, hang on.
chorus.
You think you wrote that? You don't think somebody was telling you to write it in your head? Somebody that you knew once, somebody that maybe passed on?
I think that's quite
Seriously.
possible. It's quite
Maybe
possible.
most-
I think
most-
inspiration can come
Hey.
from. We don't know where it comes from, do we? So that's completely
well, so-
logical.
I believe that somebody is making your brain tell it. Yeah, I believe that.
Wouldn't surprise
Anyway,
me, Ron.
go
that
on. I didn't mean
someone's
to interrupt you.
Not a problem. But at the end of the time, we were suddenly best friends, and my music and their wine made a great night. We stayed friends over the next 6 months until they came to me in London, and they said, "We have a plan. We have the exclusive right to use Route 66 as a trademark for wine." Not many people might know this, but there is one company that actually owns the trademark for Route 66.
I
So
believe
anytime you
that,
see
sure.
a Route 66 T-shirt or a badge or a wallet,
Yeah.
they will have licensed it from this company. So the company loved the wine, and they have licensed the company, the Torti family, to be able to produce Route 66 wine. And they said to me, "Listen, we love your music, and because Route 66 is so synonymous with music and rock and roll and the freedom of spirit, we would love you to have a signature label with us." So that's how it began, all through music.
Love it. I love it.
It sounds good. My family in Italy, in Genoa, they go up to Castello de Chiero, which is up in the mountain. They have a country house. And my grandmother used to have grapes up there. And they bottle a wine, but I don't know what it's called. It's sold in the villages. I know that the northern grapes do a really good. Southern grapes, the wine is very chewy, smoky. But the northern grapes, the wine is just fine. And I'm sure your white Pinot is going to be drop dead fabulous, wonderful.
Actually, they're saying in the
can't wait
chat
to
room
have
it's
it.
$24.99 a bottle.
24, that's not bad. That's very
not bad, eh?
reasonable. And you cook a nice piece of steak, some big potatoes, and you have that wine. My God. I love Pinot with beef. It goes
Well,
so well.
We'll make sure we get some wine. Whereabouts you guys based right now?
Palm
Springs,
Springs,
California.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can get some wine to you. Don't worry. Leave that with me and my team.
There we go. We love it.
Terrific. And then I promise you I will have, I don't know if I could.
We'll
I
promote
can't drink on the air. We're not allowed, but I can drink before I come on the show and talk about it. We can show the bottle. We're just not allowed to drink.
I bet we could drink now.
No, you're not allowed. Still, no, because alcoholics watch the show and then they get thirsty, and then because of you, they'll go back to being drunks.
Yeah, because
That's another law we have in this country to stop
Crazy
us from
wine.
being free.
Anyway, so so you guys, this is it. So you're gonna figure it out, and you can get more information. Go to TonyMooreMusic.com. Is there an actual website just for the wine?
There is. It's Route66.wine.
There you go. Route
How
66
simple.
wine, you guys. Yeah, that's a simple
Even I
one.
remember that I'm senile. Listen, let's talk about your music. I mean, who do you think you sound like, or who? No, not sound like. That's not right. Who would you sing next to? Would you sing next to Johnny Mathis?
Ooh, well,
duet. Would you do a duet with
I'd
Johnny?
love to do a duet with Johnny Mathis.
So
Who
you
wouldn't?
could. In other words, well, I'm saying that's your. He's the greatest singer in the world. So if you think you could sing with Johnny, then you're a great singer also.
Well, my style is very much my own.
Frank
And
Sinatra, do you think like him?
No, he's a
No,
rock
I'm-
star.
No, I know that, but rock. Listen, I know, Jimmy. How many rock stars do we know? We know everybody from all the greatest groups.
He knows them all too.
Yeah, our best friend is Scott Page from Pink Floyd and all those people. They all knew. They grew up with Johnny Mathis. There was no such thing as rock music in my day, you know. You had Doris Day, Peggy Lee, Johnny Mathis, Vaughn Monroe, and people like that. Then rock and roll started.
right.
So
Well, you know, I'm not quite the crew now, because my style is a little bit more rocky, but I don't, you know, it's not like I'm a full out heavy metal singer. There's a lot of melody and
Oh no, you're like a balladeer
You
too,
know.
though.
play
'Cause a lot of your
it.
songs are kind of
Let's
ballads.
hear it, Jim.
So
Play
hold
it.
on. First, we're
Yeah, I wanna
first we're
hear
going to
it.
talk about it because this is a world premiere. Nobody in the world has
Yes.
seen this. They're seeing it on our show. So tell us a
Oh
little bit.
wow!
Tell us a little bit about the brand new song "Never Gonna Say Goodbye."
Never gonna say good.
right. So this song was another moment of inspiration, and Ron, I'm sure that there was somebody feeding me something
Sure.
through my spiritual connection, because
Absolutely.
on October the 28th, which is less than a month ago now, I had a moment where I knew what I wanted to write about, and it was about letting go of someone in your life, not in a sad way, but just when you know that there comes a point in your life where that person has a different journey and you're not a part of it, and it's not a negative thing and it's not anything else. It's just that's life, right? And at that point, you have to be able to let go and be happy for them to have that journey. So I sat down at the piano and in my head, I had this imaginary image of a dad with his child teaching them to ride a bike, and then letting go of the saddle when the kid doesn't realize that they're actually cycling on their own. And that moment when you realize that they don't need you anymore, right? Not in a, you know, just in a realistic observational way.
Of the world.
And so the song was written in an hour, and I sent the piano iPhone demo to a few friends who all went, "Oh my God, I'm crying. It's amazing. Such a beautiful song." So I thought, oh, I better record it. So I recorded it the next night, and then I made the video all on my own in my front room using a little bit of green screen technology and some public domain footage from online. And the video was finished within 2 or 3 days. I had the song mastered, and it's coming out on Friday. And I could have released it that night and just put it on SoundCloud or something, but I wanted it to be an official, proper, you know, chart digital release. So the earliest in the schedule we could get it out was now. So it's one of the quickest written, recorded, videoed and recorded songs. And I've deliberately held the video back from letting anyone see it for this show. So it's the world premiere
Well,
tonight.
aren't you nice?
Well,
No,
you know,
I have to tell you, you know, we have over 5 million viewers all over the world. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, we're big deal. We're not little fish. No, and we have no, seriously, we're in every country all over the world, and we are third year in a row the best web show in the world. Also, we were up for an Emmy once. So, you know, you're really pushing it out in a good venue. And I'm glad, because if your song is as terrific as I think it will be, you'll get some results.
I love it. So what we're gonna do, Roxy, you have the video ready, right? So I'm gonna let Tony actually introduce it as let him introduce it and say it's the world premiere, and then when he gets done, Roxy, you play it for everybody, and we'll be back after the video. You guys enjoy.
Okay,
Go, Tony.
so this is Tony Moore here in London, and I'm delighted and thrilled to share with you all on the Jimmy Star and Ron Russell show here, the world premiere of my brand new single, Never Gonna Say Goodbye.
And I love your accent.
I released my grip and let you ride alone, and saw you sail off down the road. And all these many years I've watched you as you've grown. You made my heart so proud it glowed. But comes a time when we must all let go. Not gonna say goodbye, not even gonna try, 'cause you will always be in every memory. Not gonna say farewell, I think that you can tell that love is always there. You know it's everywhere. I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say goodbye. And every now and then I close these tired eyes. I can see you run to me with a face that asks, did I do good? I tell no lies. Well, yes, you did wonderfully. But comes a time when we must all let go. Not gonna say goodbye, not even gonna try, 'cause you will always be in every memory. Not gonna say farewell, I think that you can tell that love is always there. You know it's everywhere. Not gonna say goodbye, not even gonna try, 'cause you will always be in every memory. Not gonna say farewell, I think that you can tell that love is always there. You know it's everywhere. I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say, I'm never gonna say goodbye.
Yay!
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hello.
Here we go. Hang on to your jock strap. Emotional, elegant, a man that can hold a note for a change. Piano, fabulous. Visual, beautiful. I feel like I'm on that stupid show where they judge people.
X Factor.
X Factor. But I got to tell you something, Buster. I'm impressed. I love your song, and I'm going to send it to both of my daughters because I'll never let go of my daughters. You know, we live in Palm Springs. They just moved to Palm Desert, like 10 miles away,
Right.
and I'm going through separation trauma. So let's talk about letting
Right now
go.
they live like a mile away.
Yeah,
and now they're going to be 10 miles
So
away.
talk about letting go. I love your song, and you're getting the most fabulous honor because I tell Jimmy, put it in my car. Only great
Oh.
people get it. No, I play it while we're driving, and it's an hour, 2 hours to LA from here. So we play all our friends' music. And this song, I really am very, very involved with. It's an emotional song, and the lyrics are beautiful. I mean, I give it a 10-20. I mean, really, you did a good job on
Thank
this
you.
one.
Thank
But
you
you
very
know what?
much.
People out there don't appreciate good stuff. They like junk. You know, if you wrote shit, crappy, horrible nonsense, stupidity with no
All right, hang
melody.
on, my turn. So first of all, the chat room loved it.
Beautiful song.
Julia in Russia loved it. They're saying tears, crying.
Yes,
It's a hit.
very emotional.
Touched their heart. I had goosebumps, you know, actually, because you're actually like on the line with us and we got to see it. And I've seen the video already a bunch of times since yesterday when you sent it
I
to
have
me.
tears in my eyes.
And everybody like loves it. So I think you're gonna have a hit. And vocally, you sound terrific on it.
Yeah, he's
Thank
got a
you.
good voice. You hold a note. When did you learn to do that?
You know,
Nobody
my
holds
dad,
notes anymore. Nobody
Um,
holds notes.
My dad was a tenor and a
Okay.
classical pianist, and I grew up listening to all the Italian love songs.
Okay.
So he would sing the Neapolitan love songs to my mum, who was a ballet
Right.
dancer. And, you know, I never had his voice, but I had his passion for music. And
No, you have a very good voice because it's powerful and it has that little bit of gravel that I like. It sets it apart from the ordinary common voice. It's no, I'm what can I say more? I don't want to sound like I'm blowing smoke up your ass, so I'm being full of shit. I don't
Thank
say,
you, Ron.
no, listen. If I didn't like it, I would have said, "Oh, that was fun, everybody. Now, what are we going to talk about?"
No, I think
But
it's fabulous.
I'm so moved by it because the girl in the film looked
Looks
like my
your
daughter Leslie.
Yeah, it looks like
wow.
his daughter.
I could cry right now, and I
Well, it-
adore my daughters so much.
I've got to tell you that video of the little blonde girl is public domain video from the 60s. So I don't even know who it is. right?
Probably is my
It's-
daughter because it
it
looked
could
just like
well be.
it looked just like Leslie. Um,
Um,
it's a
but
wonderful song, and I
Thank
think
you.
every parent should play it to with their children listening, and say to their children, "This is how I feel," because they grow quickly, and they do
Yep.
leave you, and saying goodbye to them is an impossibility. Something I cannot do. I never will. And I tell
Right.
my children, after I'm dead, I still will look over you. I'll never stop worrying or caring or helping you.
He has two wonderful daughters too. They're my stepdaughters.
They
They're
are
fabulous.
wonderful daughters. We play cards every Monday, either her house, their house, or my house. We're Italian, very close family, and my daughters are just special. And this song is really about my. It's a beautiful. What more can I say? Buy the fucking song. It's a beautiful.
You guys, it
song.
comes out on Friday. Everybody, Never Gonna Say Goodbye by
and
by
play
Tony
it for your
Moore.
rotten kids that don't call you.
So then, is the video going to get released on Friday also?
Now that we've played it, I'm going to make it available from now.
Okay,
Probably
you guys.
in a couple of hours, I'll put the link up. And then midnight tomorrow, UK time, the single is ready. So people can pre-order it or pre-save it, is a new modern technology with Spotify. And in the link tree that Roxy posted in the chat room and has, that will give you a link to the single. And as the video gets released, that will be added to that link as well.
I love it
You know-
already. B. Claudia in Germany said she's already
Yeah,
pre-saved
I
it.
mean, you're calling it rock and roll. I call it a ballad.
No, it
It's
is a
beautiful-
ballad.
It's a beautiful ballad. Just don't let Elton John steal it because it's in Elton John's style. And
Well,
he'll
he was
steal it.
he was a big hero, back in the 70s. Many people, including, I have to tell you, there was one album in the 70s that influenced me enormously and used to make me very emotional when I listened to it. And I often think when I'm writing songs, I find that I'm channeling some of that spirit.
What,
and the
Candle
album
in
was
the
called
Wind? Candle in the Wind?
Farewell Fairbanks.
Is that an Elton John album?
No, it's a Randy Edelman album.
Oh, that's so funny.
Randy Edelman. Oh my
Yes.
God. We know it. We know Randy. We're very good
I
friends.
know. So Randy,
friends with
that
Randy.
album he made with You and Uptown Uptempo Woman and all those songs on it, that really had a massive influence on my life. I was very, very touched by the way that the Randy writes and sings. So
He's
as
another
a
great,
songwriter.
a great piano player like you too. So how long did you know when you grew up? Like, how old were you when you were like, I'm going to be a musician?
So I think his album came out 76, 77, something like that. So I was probably about 16 or 17 then. And, I don't think the album was such a big hit in the States. I think England was was the biggest territory for that album. But the songs, of course, people have covered and been enormously successful.
Yes.
But there was something I found very vulnerable and very open in Randy's writing and singing in that album. And as you know, I've been a fan all these years. It was only when John Velasco said to me, and I knew that John managed him, right? But a few years ago, he said, listen, Randy's going to be in London. Can you give him a gig at the Bedford? And I went, oh my God, he's one of my musical heroes. It would be my great honor and pleasure to do that. So we did. he came and played here at the Bedford. By the way, I'm at the Bedford now. I'm in the dressing room. We have a show happening up.
When
We have a
Randy-
show happening upstairs.
when Randy came on our show, Randy is a very controlling person in person, and he began controlling my show, and I began getting angrier and angrier because you can't do that. So I said to him, I'm going to throw you off the show or walk off if you don't stop running my show. Let me ask you the questions. Because I asked him a question and he refused to answer it. It was just not, it was not easy. It was difficult. So I didn't like him. And I told Jimmy he'll never come back on our show. Well, anyway, time went on and we met socially and I forgot who he was and that we had the fight. And we fell in love with each other. We just became the best of friends. And he's a sweetheart of a guy. And I said to him, why were you such a prick on my show? He said, what was I? I said, yes, you were just difficult. But Randy's a sweet guy. I really like him a lot.
And super talented.
Oh, he is so talented. The things that he has written. I mean, you can't have a friggin' attitude when you have that much credit to yourself. But Randy is a good guy. But sometimes you start off on a bad foot and then you become good friends. And I saw him in New York and we had a ball.
So is that why you chose piano and keyboards and stuff?
No, well, it's partly because my dad was a classical pianist. So when I grew up, I was listening to Rachmaninoff and Mozart and Chopin when I was
So was I.
a
So that's
child.
what we did.
And I used to sit on the piano, but I can't read music. And I tried really hard to be like my dad, and I couldn't do it. So I started writing my own music because I figured nobody can tell me if it's wrong because I've written it. So it's got to be right because I wrote it. So that was my lazy way of getting around actually learning how to play the piano properly. I just, invented my own things.
Well, I hope your song does well. Unfortunately in our country, that ugly, horrible stuff called rap, which I despise, loathe, and hate. I don't think it's singing, it's talking. I think it's stupid. It has no meaning to me. It doesn't make me want to get romantic or teary-eyed. And your song just does the opposite of what rap does. Your song is emotional. It makes you feel good.
Warm.
It has a wonderful message. It sends out love. And will it do well in America? I hope so. I really hope that this kind of music comes back or is back or has a place because we really are so inundated with this rap crap.
Well,
we have rappers on our show and I feel badly sometimes because I cannot say I like your music. And I feel bad.
First of all, thank you again for being so flattering and supportive. It means a lot to me. But
I'm telling the truth. I'm not.
But I think there's a lot of people that feel the way that we do, and if you think that Adele has a new record out at the moment that's smashing the internet, and Adele doesn't rap. Adele is a very old school approach, right? She's just a great singer with great songs.
So does the other one, the one that wore the meat. What's the one that wore the meat?
Oh, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
I
I keep forgetting her name. She sings beautiful opera
well,
also.
Too, Elton John, because Elton John just had his first #1 in the UK in like 20 years or something.
Yeah, and he doesn't do rap, so there's plenty of people. Johnny Mathis is still doing concerts at 87 years old. So, good music lives on and on and on. It never gets old.
So you guys want to get this coming out on Friday. You want to get it. You can save it now. Tell us a little bit. So you were on tour. Are you sitting at a keyboard or you're just sitting at a computer?
No, I'm sitting at a computer, but there is a piano behind me, but it's a little
far away. Yeah, it's too far away. Okay.
Let's see if I can stretch over there. Hang on. I've got a
cute.
cable.
Live TV, everybody. Live video.
I like live. It's better than when it's rehearsed and done.
Fabulous.
This is reality. This is like our show was really like a reality.
You guys,
show.
just so you know, like, because he's probably got a show. He does a show Wednesday nights at the Bedford. I don't know if actually he's performing there tonight, but I know he does shows there. That's why we haven't been able to get him there.
Yes, I've actually got another.
The Bedford. Tell me about the Bedford. Why is it sounding important to me?
Because it's the most popular club in England.
I've been there.
And Tony made it that way.
I've been to the Bedford. I don't remember where or when.
It's Southwest London.
Southwest London.
The Bedford. Sure, I've been there. I went with
So
James.
I think Tony has you have a show there tonight, right? I know you can come back and confirm that in a minute, but you're playing there, right?
Yeah. I'm not performing. I've got someone hosting the show for me tonight. There's other artists performing, and I've just stolen the green room so that we can do this.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. I
Well, I'm
love it.
glad you stole the green room.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got some piano.
Okay.
and-
So what I want you to do, I just want you to play a little bit, like especially the synthesizer stuff at the beginning of "I Died in Your Arms Tonight," because people will love it. Oh, I love that. It's like one of the most popular songs in the world. Yay! I freaking love that.
Thank you.
I love that song so much. It's not even funny. And I think the fact that you're part of all these like iconic bands, and then you went off and did your own thing. And I actually have to tell you, I think I like your own thing better. But just the fact that you were part of these
thank
like
you.
astronomically huge bands. Because I don't really sit around listening to Iron Maiden, and Cutting Crew, has a couple songs I like a lot, but your songs, I like all of your songs. So I think that it makes it more
So
fun.
Tony, how long are you in this
Yes.
racket? How long are you in this racket?
Oh, a long, long time.
No, really,
Well,
seriously.
I
that long?
yeah, I mean, properly
When did what age
you
were
know-
you start? When you started? What age
16,
were
he
you?
told me.
70,
I just-
75, 76, I was touring
Okay.
with an artist called Al Matthews, and I think I was 16 then. And I lied about my age to get the gig as the piano player. And
that
I
means
did
you're
a
like
tour through my
that means
summer
you're like-
holidays.
So you weren't really 16?
I'm trying to work it out. I was born a long time
No,
ago.
we don't need to know your age if you
So
don't
that
want to
means
give
you
it.
must be like
I'm
you're
81 and I don't give a shit who
You're
knows
like
it.
you got to be somewhere between 59 and 61.
Just a little bit north of 61.
Okay, and you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Nobody would like ever know that in a second.
And you know
anyway.
what, Tony? When you get to be my age, you're so proud to say your age because you've
Yes.
made it. You've
And
made
that-
it this long. It's an award.
And that long leopard coat that you wear, like in a lot of different promotional
Yeah.
pictures with the leopard shoes, is like my absolute favorite.
Oh, thank you.
You
Well-
guys too. His website is TonyMooreMusic.com.
Even Astro, our dog, likes you. He's looking at.
Oh, that's
the monitor.
wonderful.
He's
Right,
one of our 3
Astro?
rescues, but he's the only one little enough to come in the room and not not knock everything down.
And he's a love boy.
It's
He
absolutely
loves
fabulous.
his dad.
So
I've also-
we have like. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've been watching all of the comments that have been coming up from, is it be Claudia and Teresa and everyone, and everyone's been saying such beautiful things. I want everyone who's listening and who's been commenting and saying such nice things to realize that I've seen all of them and I'm very touched. Thank you. It means the world to me.
Well, it's the truth. If your music stunk
They wouldn't write
or
anything.
stank, stank is the correct way. I stunk.
Yes.
If your music stank, that's it. Nobody would say anything. They would say, "Okay,
They'd
next."
be talking about something else.
next guest, next guest.
No, I think it's
But
fabulous.
I hope that your music has an effect on the world because it
Thank you.
sends a beautiful message out. We need messages of love and respect. We need that
I
again.
agree.
We have to bring it back. Our world is really getting crazy.
I absolutely agree, and that lives at the heart of nearly everything that I do is how to present that message of love and of acceptance and honesty through music. But for me, I have things that I want to share with the world that I know other people will understand, and so I don't tread the simple path. I know it's a tough business out there, and I'm not unaware of how what I do as an independent artist is a challenge, but I do the thing that I love and the thing that means something to the people that have followed and supported me.
I always say, I quote Patti LaBelle. You know who Patti LaBelle is, right?
Of course, yeah.
Of course, everybody does. Patti LaBelle said, "Music belongs to everyone."
Yeah.
And your music, this song really belongs to everyone. So don't think that it's not sharp, cool enough, or wild enough, or vulgar enough. It belongs to you out there, whoever you are.
I love it. So we have like 4 minutes left. Who
Yeah.
are some of you? Do you have like your biggest influences either now or before? Like I'm a big Elton John fan and I'm a
Yeah.
big Adele fan. I love
And me,
both of them.
Johnny Mantis and Peggy Lee.
Yeah. Well, I think from the early days, it was the Beatles because my mum used to love the Beatles and would buy all the records and play them. Then it was Genesis in the very, very early days. and
Oh my
Peter
God, I
Gabriel.
love Genesis.
Yes. So
Turn It
all
On
of those,
Again Live. Turn It On Again Live is like one of the greatest songs ever from the live album.
yes, absolutely. And
And what about
Pink
Phil
Floyd?
Collins by himself? Like Phil Collins' Face Value to me is like one of the greatest albums ever too.
Yeah, Phil was so amazing that he did that thing, as you know, back in the day. Eventually, radio stations would have like a Phil Collins free day because everyone was playing him so much. But everyone was playing him so much because he's so amazing, right?
He's just the best.
He had such a great voice,
Yeah, but he was boring.
Oh, not for
He
me.
never. He sang. It sounded. All his stuff sounded the same. I'm happy about being in this business because I get to meet the people that I remember as I was growing up, like CeCe Penningston's. Finally, we
Yeah.
know CeCe well. She's a doll, and the sisters, Sledge sisters too, Kathy
Yeah.
and Kim. And I
We Are
love,
Family.
We Are
Yes, We Are
Family. I mean,
Family.
those are songs that will live forever.
Yeah.
So it's fun being.
Oh, wait, can you do We Are Family? Do you know?
well,
the
I was
beginning?
trying to work out playing. I think
Will we get kicked off if he does?
No, if he does it live, we don't get in trouble.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's
I can't
okay.
quite picture the chords in my head because it's such a guitar and bass song. It's such
Yeah,
a
it is,
beautiful
yes.
funky song.
And the
love it.
girls are wonderful. Kathy and Kim, I love them. They became very good friends of ours, and they're the sweetest, most wonderful girls. Very religious, very good, well-bred, educated, spoken girls.
I have to tell you though too, like, because I'm a big boy band fan, and the UK has the best boy bands, and so like I was always a huge Gary Barlow, Take That,
Yeah, he's a great writer.
all those kinds of bands. I've like always loved all of those.
But the
bands a
proudest
lot.
moment in my music world was knowing Johnny Mann. I've met Johnny about 2 or 3 times, and speaking with him, I found the most human person I've ever met. Johnny is gentle, kind, sweet, caring, shy, innocent, and it shows in his music. I love Johnny Mathis so much. I really love
Well-
him as a person and as a performer.
I've never met him, but
He's a
agree.
sweetie. You'd love him if you met
His
him. He's
music
so-
has always been amazing.
Yeah, and he's so unpretentious. He doesn't like make you feel like he's in competition. He's just a wonderful human being.
So we have like a minute left. Let me ask you this, like, so because I know you've met like a ton of rock stars. I know you have just by like Googling you. Like, is there someone that you have not had an opportunity to meet that you think, oh my God, I'd really love to get to work with this musician?
I would love to work with Peter Gabriel.
Oh my
And
God, what a great one.
I did meet him once very briefly at an award event and said hello, and that was it. But never really met him properly. But he's always been quite a hero, only because he had such an amazing voice, and then always took the path less
Traveled.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You
No,
know,
you're
he's-
absolutely right. And he's in such
Every
an
album-
icon.
Just when you thought you knew what was coming next, he changed direction again. A little bit like Bowie. If Bowie was alive, that would be my ultimate.
Yeah,
I
Ron
lo-
loves
I
Bowie.
loved Bowie.
Yeah.
That song about put on your red high heels or whatever it was, red shoes. Oh my
The
God,
Dance
that beat!
Blues.
Remember that
Yes.
beat? Dun, 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 that constant. That song used to rock me. Oh, I love that song.
So you guys, this is Tony Moore. You can follow him on Twitter at Tony Moore with the number 1 after it. His Instagram is Tony Moore. His website's TonyMooreMusic.com. Make sure you check out his wines, the Route 66 Tony Moore collection. Also, don't forget to get the new song. It's coming out on Friday. The video will be up later today, but the single actually comes out on Friday called Never Gonna Say Goodbye. And let's everybody like listening, if you liked it, please either save it on Spotify or stream it or purchase it. Because he's an indie artist and we want him to sell a lot of
Purchase
singles.
it and send it to your children. They may learn something from it.
There you go.
Tony, I wish you the
Thank you.
best. And
Thank
I don't
you,
really
Ron.
have to wish you the best because you are the best. And it's going to be the
Oh.
best. It's going to happen, baby. It's going to happen.
And we'll have you
Thank
back
you.
anytime you got anything cool to promote. We'll bring you
Yep.
back. Everybody loves you.
You
I-
are
I would-
you are a very charming, sweet guest. You're welcome.
I will
back
love to come back. So,
whenever you like. Whenever you
so
like.
therefore, I'm never going to say goodbye.
There you
Oh,
go.
how sweet. That is so sweet.
I love it. Tony, thank
Neither
you
will
so
we.
much. Thank you so much,
the
Tony.
best.
You're the best.
You don't do Thanksgiving, but anyway, happy Thanksgiving.
Merry Christmas coming up. All right.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Bye,
Take care,
Tony.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Tony.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room really liked him a lot. So what we're gonna do, you guys, before we bring
Loved
on our
his
next
song.
guest, because we have 4 minutes before our next guest comes on, and we have another song that he did called "Only Love Can Heal." So what I'm gonna do is have Roxy play it, and then when he comes back, when we come back, we'll bring on our next guest, Rob Jankowski. So Roxy,
Will
you
we
got
get
it?
in trouble if we play it?
No, "Only Love Can Heal" by Tony Moore. Here it is, everybody. Enjoy.
I know you're alone and kind of lost tonight, searching for a little crack of light to guide you safely through the dark. I know you're holding it all in, scared to share just where you've been and all the shadows in your heart that hurt, that are pulling you apart. But there's love, and it's waiting to heal you. Only love can understand and can feel you. I know you're a fighter and you won't let go. It's in your nature, but even so, I see survivor in your eyes. Through tears, through countless wasted years, but there's love, and it's waiting to heal you. Only love can understand and can feel you. But there's love, and it's waiting to heal you. Only love can understand and can feel you. Only love, only love, only love can heal you.
So that was "Only Love Can Heal You" guys by Tony Moore. He was really a great guest, and I love the fact that
I
he
really
does all
like
the
this
videos.
guy's
And he does all the
music.
ballads.
I like his music. I'm not lying. I'm not making it up. I'm not being a phony. I really like this guy's song, his piano, his voice. Put that song in the car too. That's another good song.
So also, we want to just let everybody know, like, actually, Tony Moore was introduced to us, to me, through Cindy Lady Lake from Lady Lake Music, and so we want to thank her because she introduced me. Like, I mean, it was a long time ago, but we wouldn't know him if it wasn't for her, probably. So we also met him again through John Velasco, but originally a couple of years ago, Cindy introduced us to him. So
I've never met him. Have you?
yeah, I've done Zooms with him all the time.
You've been with Tony?
Yeah,
Huh?
not in an event, but only virtually.
Oh,
Only virtually,
we've
not
never
like-
met
no,
him.
we've never met him. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but he's a great musician and he's really cool. So thank you again, Cindy Lady Lake. And then Eileen actually set this up also through,
Okay,
but it was
Astros.
terrific. So real quick, we're going to bring on our next guest. Before we do that, let's just say, you guys, you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. Now we're going to bring on our second guest. Hopefully everything goes good with the sound and everything coming on in. So Roxy, go ahead and let him in. See how we do, everybody. Hey, Rob.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh yes.
Wow, listen
Actually,
to
Good.
the voice on this one.
Yeah, listen to that. deep
Wow,
voice.
what a voice! If you don't do voiceovers, get out of the business.
All right,
what
everybody.
a voice! What a voice!
And look at the teeth; they're so nice and
Yeah,
white.
he's a good-looking one. So, ladies, put new batteries in your vibrator. He's handsome.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, writer, director, and actor Rob Jankowski. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, let me introduce you to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hey, do you do voiceovers?
No.
Why don't you do
audition
voice?
sometimes, but
Are you serious? You have the
yeah.
best baritone voice. You could do commercials in a minute.
yeah.
Like you should do Victoria's Secret commercials. The women would melt.
Yeah.
Like, wear
I wish.
Victoria's. No, you should say like wear Victoria's Secret panties, and I'll be over. And you'll see women will kill themselves.
Yeah.
Am I embarrassing you? I hope so.
No, you're fine.
Actually, in the
I
chat
like
room,
it.
say hi.
Are you Italian?
No, I'm not. I'm actually I don't even know. I'm a mutt. Really just a mutt.
So what kind of mutt?
Oh, I have I think Polish, Irish, Croatia, American Dutch. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
That's how come you're nice looking. You're good looking. When you mix a lot of races, you get a pretty good looking person. So you're an actor. What have you
Thanks.
So
done?
hang on, wait a second. We have other things to do. So
might-
we have a chat room full of people. All the women are already saying about how beautiful
yeah,
you are.
They're all, they all.
So say hi to everybody in the chat room,
Hey everybody, how's it
Hey.
going?
and then and then you got to say hi to Teresa Sabin real quick. Say hi to
Hey
Teresa.
Teresa.
She's saying yes to that when Ron's talking about the Victoria's Secret thing.
See,
and,
I know what I'm talking
and
about.
Cindy Lady Lake, all the single. Oh, actually, I don't think Teresa's single, but say hi to Cindy Lady Lake because she's like loving that deep voice too.
Oh, he's a good
They should be
looking guy.
leaving.
With a, he's a,
Oh, and you know her too. You know Cindy because she said you guys follow each other on
Yes.
Twitter.
Yep, on
She's
Twitter.
she's fabulous.
now,
so.
what have I seen you in?
Well, you might not have seen me in it. So I'm kind of
I see everything, even the shitty movies.
I'm kind of just getting back into things. So
Okay, so
I
what have you
started
been-
years ago, and then I fell out of it. And right before COVID, I started getting back into things, and then COVID hit. So it's been kind of up and down. But most
Don't tell him about
recently,
your movie yet. Don't tell him about your movie yet.
You're a
We're
New
gonna get to
Yorker.
that in
You're a
minute.
New Yorker, right?
No, he's
No,
not.
I'm-
He's a
I'm outside of
Philadelphia.
Philly.
He's a Pennsylvanian.
yeah.
Oh, how come he's got like a New York sound? I thought
You know,
not a New
No.
York accent, but a New York sound. We lived in
we
Pennsylvania.
lived in Doylestown for 5
Yeah.
years. We just moved to
Yeah.
California 3 years ago. So
I
we
used
were
to
in
go to Center
Doylestown.
City all the time.
Yeah, I've
Where
heard
you
you guys talk
from
about it
in
on the
Philly?
show.
Where you from in Philly?
Outside of Philly, actually a little closer to Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're way
Kind of in
out.
between there. Yeah.
You're way out.
Where were you born? You were born someplace else,
So I
though,
was
right?
born in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yes. We've been to.
Okay.
I don't remember where
Yeah,
those
we-
places are, but we've been to all
We've
of them.
been to all
Yeah.
of them. I know where. You have to go through Bethlehem to go see Lily
Lily McLeod.
Lily McLeod. Lily lives in I forgot where, but we've been through Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Yes, we've been there. I remember it.
Yeah, it's not far. It's all close. I'm like 40 minutes outside of Philly, 2 hours outside of NYC. So I'm pretty close
I
to
like
everything.
Philadelphia. I think it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Good food, good restaurants, Italian restaurants especially. Theater
that's so
theater is good. It's got a lovely nightlife. It's like a little New York. I like
Yep.
Philly a lot.
Don says you
Yeah, I like
remind her of the Carpenter dude on Desperate Housewives.
See
Oh,
that?
yeah.
They're starting in already. They're starting. The fan club is starting already.
You'll
Yeah.
love it.
Listen, you got good looks. Use them because when you get old, well, if you're lucky like me, you have good looks at 81.
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate. I'm just one of those
So you-
conceited
Stay
son of a
looking good,
bitches.
yeah.
So you
Well,
guys
you could look like me if you don't drink or smoke
right.
or
I
do
don't.
drugs. Don't do
Don't
drugs.
smoke,
drink-
hardly drink. So
There you go.
and
That's
don't
good.
you never do chemicals, drugs. They'll wreck your face.
yeah, not anymore. I did as a teenager.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
You got to eat healthy.
Actually, you
eat
still look
healthy.
like a teenager. You don't look old at all.
Oh,
You look
really?
young.
Are you single?
No,
No.
no, I'm married.
Oh, too bad. I got a daughter.
How old do
looking-
you think I am?
I don't know, but I have a daughter. I'm looking to get married.
If I had to just guess, I would say like 29 to 32 or something like that.
No,
Like,
I would.
I know you're
I
older
would.
than that, but you
I
look
would
young.
say 34,
Yeah, 36.
36. You're
Yeah,
too
see,
young
so
for
you're
my
young.
daughter. Both of my daughter. One. I have two old maids. One is 48. One is 52.
Well,
No interest in marriage.
Yeah.
No interest. Sad.
My wife is actually around that age, so
Oh,
So you married a cougar?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
I saw you guys. Rob has a brand new film. It's called Attached Paranormal, and it had a red carpet premiere about 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago.
How come we weren't invited?
And we were. but
You were, yeah.
we were, but we're not going to go to Pennsylvania.
Oh, it was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's local here, yeah.
And so I saw pictures of his
Are
family.
they going to
He's got
do
a
one in
gorgeous
LA?
family.
Are they doing a red in LA?
No.
No.
This is his. So this is actually. I thought this is your first film, but it's not your. It's your second film, right? That's actually your film.
So with my production company, yeah, it's the first feature full length film. The film we did before that was a short film.
Okay, and it was called Tied and Tortured or something
Yep.
like that. Tied
Yep.
and Tortured, and then he did that film. You guys, now he's got a new film. It really literally just came out. He's got phenomenal distribution on it. It's called Attached Paranormal. He's the writer, the director, and he stars in the film. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, and then I'll read what I have written down.
Attached Paranormal. So it's a COVID film. Like we actually shot it during COVID shutdown. We were in pre-production on it before COVID, and then COVID hit, and at the time everyone didn't know what was going on. So anyway, we sat down, we rethought the whole thing, we rewrote it, we simplified the whole script. We had to change it to found footage style paranormal horror. That way we could have a reduced crew on set and make it a lot easier to film. But yeah, it's a found footage style horror paranormal that basically the synopsis or the storyline is that a guy is found dead in his house by his wife. She comes home from a business trip, and then the cops come. They deem it as just suicide because it looks like a suicide, and they take the video footage. They saw that he had a camera set up filming the whole thing, so they take the footage. They never really watch it. They just shelve it at the evidence locker, and then years go by, and a detective that's kind of just looking at old cases brings home the evidence box, and his teenage son gets a hold of the video footage and thinks it would be a cool idea to like edit it into a movie format and then upload it to the internet for the world to see and view. So we really stick true to that storyline, as much as we can. Simplified it so it's a lot simplified from what it was supposed to be. There's no like major scares, but it's not really supposed to have any like major scares. It's more supposed to give you, if you're like a paranormal hunter, it's just supposed to more give you like that feeling of paranormal unknown.
Yes.
So
Would you call it a thriller more than a horror?
Probably more of a thriller, yeah. But we also went, because we were forced to simplify it, we went with more of like an old school approach with the beginning to the middle, with the way the movie ends, without giving too much out. I'm not giving out information, but for the way it ends, we went with an old school approach on, back to the days of silent films and early talkies, where you really have to use your imagination and your mind a little bit to kind of go with like a slower pace and a slower build, but use your imagination to fill in the blanks. So
So let me read this to you guys. So the name of the film is Attached Paranormal. It says local death deemed suicide for years. A man is found dead in his home, deemed suicide for years by the local authorities. Years later, tapes of the incident suddenly gets released by a local detective's son. Do you believe in the paranormal? And besides Rob being in the film, we also have Jeff Dernlin, Jack Cullinan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right.
Yeah.
Marie Lynn and Bonnie Mercado. So basically, because it's very hard. We were in a film in Pennsylvania. It's very hard to do stuff, out of like a Hollywood scene. So the fact that you actually got a film made during COVID, you have it distributed. You guys, here's where you can see it. It's on demand in 60 countries, including Amazon Prime Video, Vudu, Fandango, iTunes, Microsoft, the Dish Network, Apple Plus, iTunes, Google Play, and maybe, is there any new places since then?
It honestly keeps popping up places I didn't even know it was supposed to be on yet. So what I'm telling people is, besides those, to check with the platforms that you commonly use, search the title, and if it pops up, it's there. Because there's some people telling me they're finding it on on Pluto. I think on Pluto now.
Pluto, yeah. What about Tubi? Is it on Tubi?
It's supposed to be coming out on Tubi. I don't think it's out on there just yet, but it might be.
A lot of Tubi.
Well, we'll watch it. I start a movie December 5th. I have not worked on a set during COVID. I hear it's a nightmare. What do you think? I mean, am I going to come into a
During
set
COVID?
right
So
now?
I
I
worked.
mean,
Yeah, I worked
what's it
on a
like?
set during COVID. Just a small role. It was an Adam Sandler film for Netflix, so it's a big production. But I was on that for several days, and it's very cautious. I mean, they don't take it as a joke, so you got to follow the rules to the T on their set anyway. But
Well, anything that's a Netflix,
but is
though,
it
a big
true
deal.
that is it
Yeah.
true that they tape a box and you have to stand in that box and not leave it until you're on to do your lines, and then you got to go run right back in that box?
So when COVID first started, I'd say fall, they just started productions back up in fall a little bit. Things were that nuts. At this point, they're not. They're not that bad. I mean, at that point last season in the fall, it was like October, November, we had to wear the mask. We had to wear either face shield or goggles at all times up until the point that you're actually filming and shooting.
Right,
Now
that's
it's
what
not
I
that
heard.
bad. Yeah.
I heard. I'm working with Sadie Katz.
Yep.
I play a doctor. She plays a woman that's got a big problem. And I'm told that we have masks and we're all whatever. We say our lines and put the mask back. I mean, this is
Yep.
ridiculous. It breaks the moment. That if you get your character going and you got to worry about a mask, that's an additional strain. So
Yeah,
how did you handle that?
I mean, you just have to, you just kind of have to. But
Isn't it like, doesn't it take you out of the
With
moment?
his own film, it was different though because he had
yeah,
a very
with that
small
was different.
set.
But
He had a very small set.
Well,
a very small
the
cast.
Saddler set had to be big.
Yeah, the Sandler set
Yes.
had to be big.
yes, that was. Yeah, I mean, you just got to take it off for the shoot, and as soon as they say cut, you put it back on.
Oh, I hate
Um,
this shit.
Yeah. So,
So
and you
let's
just put
go
it right
back-
in your pocket. So
Let's go back to your film, Attached Paranormal, you guys, because it's
Yep.
out everywhere. And what I did is I downloaded the trailer for it so we could play it for everybody. So I want you to do, Roxy, you get it ready for Rob. Rob's going to announce it, and then you play it, and then we'll come back and talk. Go, Rob. You got to announce it.
Oh, you okay? I wasn't. Yeah. So here's the trailer for Attached Paranormal, found footage horror paranormal.
There you go.
This moment right here. It's when detectives say he was snuck up on, stuck up, and shot dead.
Armed with a gun, standing behind the man he's about to
Hey, that's
kill.
not
A
it.
closer look gives us a clearer.
That's not it. That's the wrong thing.
No,
Then Oh shit! I sent her the wrong thing.
Whose clip is that?
I sent it, but I thought it actually had the movie in it. Like I watched it. It has shit about the
don't know.
movie. I thought.
It could be a pirated. There's some pirated things out there.
Oh shit, Roxy, see if you can go to Attached Paranormal on YouTube while we're talking to him and find it because I
But
sent you
listen,
the
it
wrong
was
thing.
it was a video that the kid put on TV. So maybe it is his movie.
No, it's not. He
No,
didn't know
that's-
if
that's
it's
not
his
the
movie.
trailer, yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. I didn't think it could be an outtake. No.
So Roxy, see if you can go to YouTube and just find it, and we'll keep talking to him about it. It's called Attached Paranormal. Type in Rob Jankowski, and that way we get the right one because that's what I thought I did. But maybe I
And
just
if we don't
downloaded the
have
wrong
it,
one.
we'll play it for you.
No, she'll get it. It's just time. She doesn't need us.
But
We
if
won't
we
make you
can't,
do
we'll play
anything
it.
else.
We'll play it for you, even if you're not on the show.
No, we'll get it. So let's go back. Okay, so sorry about that. We screwed that one up.
Oh,
That
that's
was all
fine.
on me.
Jimmy, what's our Thanksgiving show look like?
It doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about it now.
Oh, I'd like to know.
That's next week.
Well, I
we
mean,
got to go to this week. So how long? So I know that you were an actor and you did stuff and then you stopped doing stuff and now you
Yeah.
recently. So what made you decide to come back and get it back involved in the entertainment industry?
So I was just like miserable. I was, kind of in daily life, just miserable. And I'm thinking, man, what's going on, or what can I change here? And I was like, I'm just not doing what I'm passionate about and what I love to do. So I, decided to pick back up where I left off and get back into acting and filmmaking. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm a true believer that, whatever you're passionate about is what you'll succeed in life. So, I jumped back in before COVID, and then COVID hit and kind of screwed everything up. But I got into it when I was like 17. I was big into movies my whole life, but and then when I was like 13, I got my first video camera. Me and friends started making a bunch of our own skits and short films and stuff just for our own amusement. Actually, our one homeroom teacher in junior high would play our VHS tapes in homeroom and stuff to show the class in school. But that's really where I started to fall in love with it. In my teenage years, I was a troublemaker, hung out with some people. We did some bad things, but
From South Philly.
No, I was outside of Philly, but
Not South Philly.
similar things though. But film and movies was something that could get me through. Like I'd watch a movie and I fell in love with the way that you watch a movie, and it can change your whole mood about anything. It could change your mood on life. It could change your thoughts on an opinion. I fell in love with that. So I definitely knew at that point I wanted to have a career some way, shape, or form in entertainment. So when I was 17, I got my first agent out of Philly. And then by 18, I was starting to go to New York for some things, and I met a boutique acting manager there who was bi-coastal out of California as well. They had a client at the time that was looking for a roommate in LA, so he wanted me to move out there, and it was all pretty much lined up. But then I just chickened out at the time. I don't think I was mentally prepared like I am now. I didn't have support. Deal. Yeah, I was living on my own with a friend, and I just didn't have the support or the money at the time to really take that leap and try to make it work. So I chickened out. There's also I don't say this story that much, but at the same time, right before that, that manager got me an audition for a low budget horror film out of Boston, and at that time it was self-tape with actual like cassette 8mm cassette tape, and then I had to actually physically mail it in.
My, how things have changed.
Yeah, so he liked it, and he called me and he bought me a plane ticket. He wanted me to fly out to Boston to talk about it, and again, it was the morning of, and my buddy I was living with was supposed to drive me to the airport, and I actually chickened out again. It was almost like I had a dream and I was starting to do it, and it was surreal that things were starting to fall in place, and it almost was falling in place sooner than I was mentally prepared for, and then I just kept backing out of it. So
it's good though, because now you're older and like you know what you want to do, and you
don't
lived a
chicken
lot
out.
more, and you don't chicken out, and you have a family too, which is a big responsibility.
Does your wife support what you're doing now?
She does to a point. She does, but I think she has in like the back of her head always that what if, like, what's going to happen if you actually make it big? Like, how's it going to change our lives, good or bad? So
it does. I know that when I win an Oscar and become a super movie star, I'm leaving Jimmy. Because what do I want to do with a third-rate producer? Nah. But if your wife loves you, she'll ride along with you. Look at Berenson, Tom Berenson.
Berenger.
What's his name?
Berenger. We
were just talking about him. He lives in Pennsylvania somewhere with his original wife and 5 kids, and he was a superstar. Yeah. So I know a lot of very famous people who are still together.
So what are you like?
I wouldn't worry about that. I would think more your wife is worried about income. Don't quit your day job, sort of thing. Because our business is chancy. You make it today, and tomorrow you're starving.
Yeah. It's very tough. Yep.
And that's tough for a wife to understand. Like, we have bills to pay, honey.
What did you actually do for like those 15 years in between before you came back again?
So this is where I like the producing side of stuff, because the producing side of stuff is kind of like the business side of stuff. But
yes,
I've actually owned several of my own businesses over that time. I had for almost the whole time I had a landscape company.
So you have another job. Good.
Yeah. Well, I sold that one 2 years ago, but I have a home improvement construction company I've had for years, which I still do have that as well. I've owned ice cream parlors inside of malls. I've had, on the business side of things, I've had several things. And then that's where I get like the producing side of things on the film side, because it's all business.
I think actually that's got to be a really plus thing for you, because I think that's the problem with most filmmakers today is they have the artistic side, but they don't have the business side to know how to actually do something. Because I was super impressed with the distribution that you got, for basically your first feature film. You got really good distribution for it, and that's very hard for a lot of people. So the fact that you did that, I was very impressed with that.
Well, this business is no joke. So you people out there who think, actors, they got it made. No, they don't. We're always looking for work. Then when we get work, we got to worry about keeping work. And then you got to worry about getting paid enough to support your home life. So it's not an easy career. It's really tough.
And that's why I decided to start my own production company, because now I'm kind of in control of my own future in some sense, where when you look at like some of the really big actors that are very successful their whole career, I'm just going to say like Clint Eastwood, he produced, I mean, he sometimes was all three for a lot of his films. And I think the ones that stay successful their whole lives are the ones that stay current. They stay current on top of things, and they're doing their own work constantly. And that's why I started my own production company to, as I'm out there auditioning for other people, I can keep current and keep content coming on my own stream.
Well, Barbara Streisand did that. She produces all of her music shows, all of her movies, and she's totally in control of everything, making tons of money. But that's Barbara Streisand. You're talking about Barbara Streisand.
There's a lot that do it. Even Adam Sandler is on that film. I mean, he produces almost everything he touches. He produces as well. So
Jimmy's a good producer. In fact, he's produced the film. I always make a joke. The reason why I'm in so many movies is I sleep with the producer.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy's produced the film that I'm in December that we're shooting with Sadie Katz.
Yep.
And it's not an easy thing producing. You got to look for the money. And then the money people say, yes, I'm giving you the money. Then they don't give you the money. And then you got to go find new money people. And the cast gets disgusted waiting, and people just get frustrated. It's a lousy job, a producer. It really, I would never be so you'd really like that, having to do all that crap?
I'm good with the business side of things. I'm good with talking to people. I'm good at sales. So I'm good at making phone calls.
How are you at raising money? Say you need $5 million for a film. What do you do? I mean, how do you approach it?
Well, so you want to take your pitch deck and send it to executive producers, outside financiers, private financiers, go to product placement companies, branding companies. I have a guy in California.
What's a burning company?
A branding company.
Oh,
branding company, product placement. So
how about the guys that want to launder money?
That want to loan money?
Laundry.
Oh, launder money. Yeah, launder. Yeah, hey, that's fine with me too. Huh?
South Philly, there's plenty of those wise guys.
So, first of all, I want to come back in my own defense because I just looked at the video I sent her, and the video I sent her has your cover on it. It has the green.
So it's like a pirated copy or
somebody
something.
pirated it, but she says she's got the trailer. Hopefully, we're going to do the right one. So, Roxy, I'm going to let him introduce it again, like we didn't fuck it up the first time, and let him introduce it and then play it. And hopefully, this time we got the right one. So let's see how we do, you guys. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, so second time around, Attached Paranormal. It's a found footage horror paranormal film, and I hope you like it.
Breaking news, a local detective's son has just released video footage of a suicide online.
I figured while she was away, I would use the time to document some of the things going on and put it up online for you guys to all view and tell me what you guys think is going on.
No, I never believed in this kind of stuff. But it's really starting to freak me out.
Okay. Here we go.
Hey, so I first of all, I tell you, I love the cover art for it.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Teresa Saban says she's already scared because she's not really good into the
Oh, yeah.
horror stuff.
Well, like I
but
said, it's not. It has jump scares and things in it, but it's not really meant to be super scary. It's more supposed to be. I say it's more. So I used to go when we were teenagers. We'd ghost hunt a little bit, and half the time you went looking for it, you didn't find it, or it builds. It builds at a slow pace. So we did this to have a more realistic timeline of events when you're poking around ghost hunting. And it's supposed to give you more of a realistic paranormal unknown rather than like make you super scared.
But that's interesting. I like that. I don't like the same old where it's 10 people in a room and one by one they get killed. You know, it's been done 1,000 million times and it's boring. So anything
yeah, it really does. It's totally different.
Anything deals with ghosts is really it's really good. I love ghost stuff.
We actually did a celebrity ghost hunt. We have our own comic book for the celebrity ghost hunt that we did.
Right.
And like 5 of us went on this. We snuck into like an old abandoned insane asylum and did a ghost hunt. And we had
on Long Island in New
Long
York.
Island.
And we had a blast, you know, doing it.
Kings Park Sanitarium.
And we videotaped the whole thing, and then we put it on YouTube, and it got like 270,000 views or something. And then we made a comic book, and we made a comic book about it, and it was a lot of fun.
But we really had a ghost running alongside the car. We had 5 people in the car, and suddenly we saw this white, smoky image running along the side of our car in a pitch black night. I mean, you see it. So there was something. I don't know if it was a reflection of a headlight, which it couldn't have been because the ghostly spirit was in the middle of the back door. So I don't know what it was, but then it disappeared.
Yeah.
So there are things that we don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's out there. We used to chase
your
it.
movie's good. Your movie's going to be good. It's about ghosts. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I say this, the way we made it with the little bit more old school approach, with a slower build to the ending. It's not for everybody. You know, I'll just say this: someone who is like a die-hard horror fan that loves major scares, wants to get the crap scared out of them, it's not going to do that. So it's probably not for you. But there's millions out there that want the more simpler version and the more just unknown, eerie feeling. That's for you.
I think your approach is better because people have become very desensitized to being scared. No one's scared anymore. Girls like to do that in the movie theater so they could grab their boyfriends. You know, they deliberately scream. You know that bullshit. But truthfully, what's to be scary anymore? With all the horror movies you have out, you know, you look at them now, you laugh at them. So a movie that plays with your brain, scary because your imagination takes over. Like Alfred Hitchcock, he never laid it out. He let you dream it and think it. Yeah. And you scared yourself. He didn't scare you. You scared yourself. That shower scene, he didn't scare us. But baby, everybody didn't want to get in the shower after that.
Afterwards, yeah.
So that's what you're doing, and that's very clever. I like that.
Yeah,
I think it's a really cool concept.
It's a change of pace, folks. We're tired of the blood and guts, eyeballs falling out, and heads being chopped off.
I like those too, but
it's already.
Well, there's a time and place for everything, I think.
Yeah, but it's already boring. You see the movies. Oh, there goes an arm. There goes a leg.
Are you? Do you have some like favorite horror movies that or movies that you really like a lot in the genre, or did you just make this? But you're not a real fan of the horror genre. Are you a fan of
horror? I like horror. I like all films. Like I said, there's a time and place. I'm big with like when it's October, getting to October through the month of October. I'm big into horror. Then it's when I watch a ton of horror movies. So, I'm an '80s kid, so I love it. All movies from the '80s. The horror. The comedy, the drama, anything.
All the Halloweens, right?
What are some of the '80s movies that you like a lot?
Halloween.
What's funny is one of my most favorite. It's not necessarily even horror, but one of my most favorite movies to watch at Halloween. I think Jimmy, you commented on a post I did in October. Is The Monster Squad? It's an '80s movie that got way overlooked and is way underrated, and but I love it. Every October I watch it.
Like so my favorite Halloween movie, and then Monster Squad is really it's really a family film. Like I think it's more of like a family film. And our favorite family film one is Hocus Pocus. We love Hocus Pocus
because it's kiddie and it's young and it's silly.
Yeah, and they're making the second one now.
Yeah, we just had the guy
But
Larry
e- e-
Bagby
but
on 2 weeks ago.
Everybody out there has got to see the classic horror movie ever, Clown Motel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. That's
I
Ron's
I
newest
happen to
movie,
be
Clown
in it. I
Motel
happen to
2.
be in it, and I want to push it. It's
not out yet.
It's not out yet, but it's wonderful because it's a camp, and it's a spoof on these horror movies, and it's about these clowns that are dead and they come back as ghost
They can't be-
clowns. So there's your ghost plot.
Yeah.
And it's really a very fun film. And I loved playing General Milan, the head of the army, to go out and kill all of these clowns. Fun movie. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm pushing it. I'm promoting it, folks.
I
When it
also
comes
think
out, buy it.
Attached Paranormal too, I think, because because of the success of like Paranormal Activity and stuff, I think it built an audience, for films
For-
like your film.
Well, the
Attached
horror.
Paranormal.
Yeah, I mean, when we decided to go, like, change it and go to the found footage style, we knew that already. We knew found footage has a huge following, and and horror is one of the only genres that, like, almost perfectly translates into every country. So certain things
Right.
like comedy, a U.S.
Yeah, it
comedy
doesn't
doesn't. Yeah,
translate.
it's very hard. So we knew that going into it that would be the plus. I mean, it originally was not supposed to be found footage. We rewrote a lot of the scenes and the whole synopsis of the found footage to be able to shoot it during COVID, because at the time we started shooting, literally, there might have been a few under the radar, but most productions were completely shut down. So, and at the time of the unknown of COVID, I wasn't going to sit around and do nothing. I didn't want to just keep sitting in my house. And the other thing is
I did.
yeah, and my other business, my home
Gaining weight.
yeah, my home improvement business got shut down too in my state. So everything was shut down,
Terrible.
and we got to stay busy. So
But on a brighter note, Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy, was such a hit in the United States. And yet in Europe, they didn't get it. They said,
No.
she's crazy. She's stupid. What is
Yeah,
that woman
that's
doing?
the comedy.
It
They
didn't, it
don't-
didn't translate. Never
Nope.
translated. But your movie, Ghost and Mrs. Muir, wonderful movie. Did you ever see Ghost and Mrs. Muir?
No.
About she rents a house. It's the 1800s, and she rents a house on the ocean that belonged to a captain who died in his ship, and he comes back as a ghost, and she falls in love with the ghost.
It's not a horror movie. It's really a love story.
But
really,
anything,
but it's
any
a fabulous
movie that I mean, look at the ghost movies. Topper was a ghost movie of the 30s. Every decade that had a ghost movie was a great success. For some reason, when you deal with the supernatural, you get a better result than when you deal with the raw chop 'em up films. So I think your movie is going to be accepted and looked at in a different way than most films today.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
If it's what I think it is, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
The thing is, and I say this, I compare filmmaking.
Yeah, who do you compare your film to?
Well, I don't compare my film to anything. I
mean,
tried to make it
on the genre of.
Well, it's the found footage. I mean, so it's on the, the footprint
Blair Witch
of
Project,
Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity.
So it's that kind of eerie, spooky stuff.
Yeah, but it's
rather
not,
than frightening stuff.
Yes, yeah.
That's
so
good.
I always compare. I compare filmmaking. You're an artist as the filmmaker, the director as the actor. You're making art, right? So I compare it to a painting. My vision of directing and making this film, or any film that I do or any director does, is from their vision, and they painted it the way they wanted to paint it. The next 1,000 people could step in front of that same painting and see a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So it's the same scenario.
So your movie puts hair on your back, on your spine, rather than screaming.
Exactly.
It's eerie. It's scary. I love that. Eerie is wonderful. Let the people scare themselves. I believe in that.
I like that. So
I love that.
So what are some of
Wait,
your...
when can we see your film? Where is it?
You can see it now. It's
out.
well, we already said, but it's,
where are you?
I said it.
Where am I? Or where is the film? The title is
No,
on
the
like
film. Where are you meaning your film?
The film is on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be on Hulu.
Amazon Prime, Vudu, Fandango, iTunes, Microsoft, the Dish Network, Apple Plus, iTunes, Google Play.
You're all over
He's
the
everywhere.
place. You're everywhere. So maybe we'll watch it tonight.
And soon it'll be on Tubi, so it'll be fun. So tell us, what are some of your favorite movies in general?
I mean, in general, like I said, I love the 80s movies. I love the action movies from the 80s. Anything from the 80s, to be honest. But I mean, I like a lot of, so like I love Al Pacino. I love Denzel Washington. So I love all their movies. Like Denzel Washington's American Gangster, I love.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. When I was a teenager, I loved, just because I thought what I was at the time, but I loved Scarface at that time. I was a huge Scarface.
Because I thought, well, what I was.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I literally I went to the Jersey Shore and bought a Scarface shirt, and I'd walk around with Al Pacino's Scarface face right on my chest.
We all went through our gangster era.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie Ghosts? That was an
Ghost.
80s film. Ghosts, with
Demi Moore.
Oh, Ghost, yes.
That was a really wonderful love story about
yeah.
a ghost. See,
Yeah, it's a good film.
Ghost stuff works. I'm telling you. You're very smart. You did a good thing.
So let me ask you this thing. I always like that. We only have 3 minutes, but I always like to ask this. Bucket list, male and female actor. Who would you like to work with? And then the second question would be, if you could have been in any movie ever in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
I mean, a male actor, I hate singling out just like one person, but I would say Al Pacino or Denzel Washington. I'd love to work with. Female, I mean, that's tough. There's a whole bunch of females, obviously ones that are super busy now. Yeah, I want to work with them. But one that I always thought was a good actress and very beautiful was Jacqueline Smith. I always like Jacqueline Smith.
I know Jackie. Are
Yeah,
you
Did you?
kidding?
He's in a bunch of episodes of Charlie's Angels.
No,
Okay.
Jackie. I saw Jackie in the morning. God bless this woman. At what was it? Was it 6:30 in the morning? Whatever. We were ready to shoot Charlie's Angels, and no makeup. Her hair pulled back in a ponytail.
She was gorgeous.
Oh my God, was
Yeah,
she
still
gorgeous?
gorgeous.
She's tiny. She's like 4 foot nothing. I mean, she's a itty bitty little girl, and that smile
Hold
and
on, 'cause we got-
charming.
We got 2
yeah.
minutes. Tell us
I
what
love
movie,
Jackie
What
Smith.
movie would you have liked to have been in?
I mean, a movie. I mean, I could sit here and say, I always had a thing for superheroes. I would love to be in a superhero movie, but I think a movie that actually kind of touches me more, where I could more shine on like an acting level, would be Shawshank Redemption.
Great movie.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
choice.
Yeah, it's a really good
That's
movie.
another one that lets your mind think it out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
love to be Andy Dufresne and be able to work alongside Morgan Freeman there. So that would
Yeah, I want to ask you, what do you think of Hitchcock?
Hitchcock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock, his style.
Yeah. Oh no, I like it. I like changing things up, and a lot of things in time always seem to cycle anyway.
Yes, they do.
When I was forced by COVID to shut, not shut down, but simplify things. That's when I went like, let's go a little more old school. Let's let a little slower pace. Let's let the people's minds and their imaginations wander a little bit. But
I think you're going to be the beginning of that, though. I think a lot of people
I
are
hope
gonna start
so, because
bringing back old school. Because
I hope so, because we used to get pissed off when we saw a Hitchcock TV show or a movie because he left you hanging. We used to say, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, he didn't leave you hanging. He left you make up the end of the movie. You decided what should happen after his film stopped." And people today need to have that again. We need to start using our brains. We just can't sit there and look at blood flying all over and do like Shemanud, like
Shemanud. All right, you guys, so listen up. This is Rob Jankowski. You can follow him in social media. It's Jankowski_Rob. JANKOWSKI_Rob. The name of the film is Attached Paranormal. It's on pretty much all the outlets. Just plug in wherever you watch it, you'll find it. Or if you don't see it, go to another one that you use, because everybody uses a bunch of them. So check it all out. We want to thank you for coming on the show. Congratulations on your new film. And it's time for us to go. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And if we're not committed tonight, I'm going to watch your show with Jenna.
There you go. We'll watch it tonight.
I'm sure. And if the movie stinks, I'm just going to turn it off and put cartoons on.
Thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Hey, everybody in chat room.
Best of luck to you.
Everybody in the chat room, thank you so much.
Take care,
Glad
babe.
you guys liked both of our guests.
Give
Everybody.
my regards to Philly.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You guys, thanks so much in the chat room. Roxy, you're a rock star. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and everybody
thank
have
you,
a great
everybody.
weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix.
Yeah, we in the mix, it's another episode. Here we go, the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.